You can get meat anywhere, but for the best cuts of chicken, beef, pork, mutton, and lots more, check out T and W Harris Butcher Shop located in the East Rheinveld Market Meat section. Call us on 609-7168, 641-4494. Ask for Rastaman. T and W Harris Butcher Shop for the best in fresh cut meats and lots more.
Are you hosting an event? Do you need ice, party ice in large or small quantities? Then call us at 622-5933 for the best party ice available. $1,000 per bag. We do delivery. EC Crystals, Sideline Dam, Buxton North. Call to have your orders filled today. Planning a party? Worry no more. We have all the supplies you need. At EC Party Rentals, we have folding chairs, folding tables, square tables, round tables, long tables, short tables, big tables. We have chairs, red chairs, gold chairs, white chairs, crystal chairs, chairs of all type, throne chairs. What you want, we have. Food warmers, coolers, ice, beverages. At EC Party Rentals, we have what you need to have a good time. You plan the party, we do the work. Call us 622-5933. Easy Party Rentals. Let's keep your party going. Are you looking for tents to rent? Well, look no further. At Easy Party Rentals, Sideline and Boxer North, we have tents in all sizes and colors. All sizes of tents we have. Small tents, big tents, medium tents, extra large tents. Call us on 622-5933. We have what you need. Easy Party Rentals. Big on tents.
To Amsterdam, I think I only get 3 Polari. You see, when the function finish, right? The egg ball keep them people in here. Oh my goodness. And it's like, so we got a whole tub of sauce. It's like, let's have a little Mr. Amsterdam. Everything shine, shine, shine. I haven't gotten to taste anything because, like I said, I just eat three Polari. Everybody complimented the stuff. It was tasty. All of them munch down and come back and load up. Certain places you can't go and get proper stuff, but uh, the sauce was more than enough. I appreciate the variety options.
At Lou's Kitchen, it's no idle boast. Call us for the best in Creole food. 653-3205. Lou's, the original Creole chef.
Painting my heart. Your love is like a burning fire way down in my soul. Your love is like a burning fire deep down in my soul. You don't have to see me, baby, yeah, to know that I'm around. You don't have to see me, baby, yeah, to know that I'm around. How's my little girl cooking? I hope she's not blue. She says she misses her daddy. No time to lose, no time to lose. Lord, ain't got no time to lose. I got to find my man, make him understand. I got to try and see if he'll come back to me. I've got no time, oh, no time, no time to lose, no time to lose. I was a fool, I was a fool. Lord, I was such a poor fool. Forever leaving him, grieving him. I got to find that guy and apologize. I got no time, oh, no time, no time to lose, no time to lose, no time to lose, no time to lose. Oh, he was right when he told me.
Hi, hello, good morning. Welcome to another program of Guyanese Morning Time. It is 7 hours 27 on the 6th day of October in the year 2025. How you been? How are you? How was your yesterday? How was your last night? How was your Saturday? How was your Friday night? We all do over the weekend. What did you do over the weekend? How was it for you? How y'all feeling? What going on for you? What you plan to achieve this week? But you run into this week to talk about what you plan to achieve. What you achieved last week? Did you make any plans last week? And if you made plans last week, what were they? And how did you succeed or fail? Did you go back to the drawing boards to examine where you fell down, where you faltered? And so that you can go forward steadfastly without making the same mistakes? Talk to me. I know the PNC was at the Congress, or maybe still at Congress. But they were at Congress and they were examining some of those things where they faltered and where they failed and how they plan to move forward and so on and so forth. And according to the news report, the Central Executive Committee, if that is what it is called, the CC, has given their blessings to Aubrey Norton remaining as leader of the party and charting the course forward. So all of the naysayers, all of y'all want up on the outside and try to run the people business, you take them for your fastness, right? Aubrey Norton will remain leader of the PNC until such time, of course. Longest rope got an end. All good things come to an end and all those kind of things you can see. But until the time is right, when the time is right, when the party decides that it's time for Norton to go through a vote or whatever processes they have, he will remain leader. And so congratulations to you, Aubrey Norton. You've gotten the confidence of the leadership, etc., of the political party elite. And I hope that confidence can boost your confidence and you will really do the last tango even. What is the last tango? Do the last tango even. You know, I really am and truly am hoping that in this last quarter of the year, we're going to get some real political action that's going to start the new year on a high for the supporters of those of us who are in the opposition. Right? Today is the 6th. Elections were the 1st of September. The administrative arm of government is working, but the legislative arm of government is stagnated. Parliament has not been convened. The National Assembly has not been convened. The judicial arm of government is working. So my question is government functional? Is government working? Y'all talk to me, but you know, it's Monday morning and I ain't all about this thing. Let's listen to Aretha Franklin. You know why? You know what brought this song to my mind? Learning that how much billion US dollars, 230 something million US dollars, billion US dollars. So by what's the really price tag for the Demerara Harbour Bridge? You can't trust numbers in this place. There's says lies statistics and damn lies or something. No? Anyhow, it's Monday morning, you know. So the question is, or having noticed that the multi-billion-dollar bridge over the Demerara River has been commissioned, and it was named after Bar Jagdeo, the man that represents so much trouble for this nation. You know what came to my mind? Bridge over troubled waters. Y'all listen to Aretha Franklin, Bridge over troubled water. Sing for them.
Don't trouble the water. I won't give it up. Why don't you let it be? Still water run deep. Yes, it do. I know that. Oh, yeah. If you only believe. Don't trouble the water. Said I would alone. Why don't you let it be? Still water run deep. Yes, it do. Yes, it do. Oh, yeah. If you only believe when you're down, when you're on the street, when evening falls so high, I will comfort you. I'll take you by. Oh, when darkness comes, hey, Lord, you'll all around, just like a breeze over troubled water. I will lay me down, just like a breeze over troubled water. I will lay me down. Sail on, silver sail on by. Your time has come to shine. All of your dreams are on their way. See how they shine. Lord, if you ever need a friend, look around, I'm sailing right behind. You're the breeze of my troubled water. I'll be there to lay me down, like a breeze of my troubled water. I will lay me down. I'll be your breeze, yes I will. Don't trouble the water. I would leave it alone. Why don't you let it be? Still water run deep. I know that. Yes, it do. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Still water. Don't trouble the water. Yeah. Get it on. Why don't you let it be? Walking back still water run deep. Yes, it do. Oh, yeah. But I'm gonna be your friend. Yeah. Troubled water. Leave it alone. Why don't you let it be? Come on, walk out.
Can you imagine Jack Dio being your bridge over troubled water? Hey, hold on, hold on. That's a rotten rope. Can you imagine Jack Dio being your bridge over troubled water? Imagine the name. What was once the Demerara Harbor Bridge? The Jack Dio Bridge. This thing is no longer a national asset. This thing is by Jack Dio own. This thing is the PPP thing.
I would believe that if you have replaced the bridge as historical as the Demerara Harbor Bridge, it would be smart to retain the name. I think you should retain the name, right? Y'all could tell me if you all agree with me or not. But I think you should rename it. If they rebuild the London Bridge, what are they gonna call it? This is a bridge that is older than I am. No, it is not older than I am. It's a few years short of me. This bridge was built in or opened in 1978. The third structure caused the Demerara River, right? With the Hope and the Mackenzie Wismer bridges being the first two. It is the only floating bridge to span the Demerara River. Already some history there for you. Guyanese's first floating bridge. And we replace it. And we call it the Barjagyo Bridge. What kind of nation are we? Huh? What kind of nation are we where we continuously erase our history? What are we going to be leaving as an inspiration for our children, our next generations? You mean to tell me that a man has failed so terribly? He failed at every darn thing he attempted to do, whether as minister or as president. That the last resort is to turn to a bridge being named after him as a show of recognition? Huh? Talk to me. Well, I wish I would walk all over by Jagjo like the way people will walk over that bridge or vehicles will drive over it. I saw suggestions to names to the bill for the bridge, like Dave Martin, and I think there were two other appendages to that name. So it was suggested that the bridge is named for Martin Carter and somebody else, if I'm remembering clearly, quote unquote national heroes. I didn't comment because I was thinking, this is our first. This is history right there. Why remove the name? But this man got so many failures that there's no one single thing you could look at and recognize a Barjagdio impact, except it's negative. That ain't got to turn to the bridge. A bridge which original idea came from one of the fathers of the nation since the 1970s. Because this is the reality. If one of them didn't think about it, who knows? They would have never had it. Because I don't see the PPP think about, for all the years they've been in power, I didn't see that think about anything or shattering to develop this country. So the only thing you could do for recognition is to commandeer, if I can call it, somebody else's intellectual property. That's how I see it. I don't know how you see it. Right? But there's some interesting statements which were made by the presidents in naming this bridge by Jagdeo. And I want to share some of them from the Kaicho News, and we're going to talk about them because there's so many things I want to say about this. Kaicho News says the 2.65-kilometer bridge across the Demerara River has been named in honor of Vice President Jagdeo, who has been described as a giant in Guyana's political landscapes. Giants can be scary things, eh? The announcement was made by Irfan Ali on Sunday night during the commissioning of the US $262 million bridge built by China Railway Construction Corporation with a lifespan of a century. This bridge is supposed to last 100 years. Ali underscored the importance of October 5th in Guyanese's history and the crucial role Jagdeo played 33 years ago in pulling the country out of economic turmoil. Ali recognized the former president and current vice president for his dedication to Guyana's upliftment. A man who has been an advisor, an architect, and an anchor in our development today. I want to pay tribute to a giant of our local politics and economy, end quote, Ali said. October 5th is no ordinary date in the Guyanese calendar. It is a day burned into a collective memory. It is a day that 33 years ago witnessed the breaking of chains and the opening of doors. On October 5th, the PPP, Civic, and the Guyanese people shattered the shackles of authoritarian rule, and gave Guyana the chance to breathe again, Ali said. He outlined that the date serves as a reminder of the dawn of a new era, when the nation was rescued from economic collapse and political darkness. The president noted that October 5th holds special significance to Jagdeo, recalling that he stood shoulder to shoulder with Dr. Chedi Jagan to pull Guyana out of, quote, economic wilderness, end quote. Ali reminded that at the time Guyana's economy was bankrupt, roads were in tatters, utilities had collapsed, businesses were crippled, and debt consumed more revenue than the country earned, making it a highly indebted poor nation. A lesser soul would have walked away, but not Jagdeo. He stood and worked to resuscitate our economy, to lift Guyana a few years earlier. He had returned from studies with a mind sharpened like steel and a work ethic that set him apart, the president noted. Ali continued, and I wouldn't even continue because I got so much, I just can't deal with nonsense for too long, if you all understand what I'm saying. But let's go to this 33 years ago, October 5th discourse. Come on, y'all share the live, man. Y'all ain't doing well enough. Share the live. Share the live. I'm going to find a tune for you in the meantime. Share the live. Please share. Thank you. I don't always step on this mood, but yeah, I share. Please and thank you. Right. Please share the live. And then I'm going to come back and we can talk about this 33 years myth. Because that's what I call it. The 33 years myth. I don't see it as anything else but a myth. They keep telling you that October 5th, 33 years ago, or thereabout.
Can liberate the people over hills and valleys too. Don't Don't let them fool you. Don't believe for a minute that they are with you. Shall free the people over hills and valleys too. Don't let them fool you. Don't believe for a minute they don't like you. Why try to make I unhappy? Really, I don't know. If it was up to them, my friend, we would never see the sun or the snow. Through that mystical communication within, we keep on coming together. I love to see brothers and sisters looking out for one another. That's the way it should be, not contrary. Stop tearing down each other. Only Rasta free the people over hills and valleys too. Don't let them fool you. Don't believe 1 minute that they are with you. Shall free the people over hills and valleys too. Don't let them fool you. Don't believe for a minute that they are with you. I don't do. You just behaving like they want you to, yeah. I say, arrogance is much different from ignorance, and I know you feel the same way too. Many live this life without having a clue. No reason why they are so sad and blue. Places to go, so much things to do. Not a moment to reflect on the cycle of life, yeah. To free the people over hills and valleys too. Don't let them fool you. Don't believe for a minute that they are with you. To free the people over hills and valleys too. Don't let them fool you. Don't believe 1 minute they don't like you. It's hard, it's hard, it's hard, yeah. Make them know we want to go home, how we are. It's hard, it's hard, it's hard. Let them know we want to go home, how we are. It's hard, it's hard, it's hard, yeah. Let them know we want to go home, how we are. It's hard, it's hard, it's hard. Oh God, we want to go home. Only Rasta free the people over hills and valleys too. Don't let them fool you. Don't believe for a minute that they are with you. To free the people those over hills and valleys too. Don't let them fool you. Don't they believe 1 minute they don't like you. Why try to make I unhappy? I don't know. If it was up to them, my friend, we would never see the sun or the snow. Through that mystical communication within, we keep on coming together. And I love to see brothers and sisters looking out for one another. That is the way it should be, not contrary. Stop tearing down each other. Look around to free the people over hills.
Over hills and valleys too, only Rasta can free the people. Education can free the people. Education is what will free the people. You gotta enrich your mind. And when the mind is enriched, then you're gonna understand the trickery. Another reward come to my mind, but it starts with F, so I can't use it. The trickery. Understand? I see somebody say, why no consultation? Because it's not your country, why they must consult with you? Why did they name the Skeleton Sugar Factory after Jaggy? After all, is he take the EU money and build it? Why did they name it that time? Because it's a failure. Time will tell us. Time will tell us whether or not that river bridge is a failure. But for now, I'm looking at the historical significance of the name Demerara Harbor Bridge. And when it takes us back to a place where we are the innovators, people used to think, and people who took real steps to develop and grow this nation. They talk about Ghana being developed, and when you look around, all we are seeing are the innovations of the 1970s up until now being a major part of this country. Despite the presidents talking about 33 years ago opening doors and kicking down barriers and freeing Guyana from economic hardships, etc. I wasn't paying attention. I assumed that the presidents counted right this time. But it's 33 years we've been shackled with a political party in government or in power, named the PPP, save and except 5 years of the APNU. It's a long, we got this shackle around our lives, around our necks, around our legs, and we ain't going nowhere. Let me go back to this article and highlight some of the issues that the presidents highlighted, and y'all tell me if we have gone past that. Right? He outlined that the date serves as a reminder of the dawn of a new year when the nation was rescued from economic collapse and political darkness. I am arguing that Guyana is in more political darkness than it was 33 years ago. 33 years ago, the opponents of the PNC had freedom to organize. The citizens of this nation had freedom to organize against the government of the day, the PNC. And organize they did. Ultimately, the government of the PNC government was changed. And the PPP likes to talk about the return of democracy. October 5th, when they brought back, the PPP never returned democracy for this country. Give Jackie Jacket Desmond Height. Desmond Height was the man who opened the way for the economic quote-unquote freedom of this country and the political freedom of this country. It was Desmond Height who accepted the Carter, I call it the Carter formula. Desmond Height and Carl Greenidge, they were responsible for the Economic Recovery Program. The Economic Recovery Program paved the way for Ghana to receive a lot of debt write-offs from the Paris Club and others. And so by the time the PPP got into office, the majority of those arrangements, the majority of those agreements, and Winston Jordan might be on the live here, so Winston Jordan, feel free to chip in. The lines are opened. Y'all could call when y'all feel like. It was the ERP that laid the foundation. And so by the time the PPP got into office, the fruits of all of the negotiations and so on and groundwork that was done by the PNC, led by you, Desmond Height, at the time, and Carl Greenidge was finance minister, if I remember clearly. Those trees, those seeds that started to mature and fruits were coming. And so all the PPP did was to overlook. Call you on, good morning.
Okay. Yes. Concerning the naming of this bridge after Jack Dio, it's not really about Jack Dio, you know. Jack Dio that just in a diplomatic way just want to get rid of everything that Burnham did. That bridge was built over 3 decades ago and still standing strong. That was a PNC legacy. Look, the Borby's bridge they just built, they want to build it back, they find problem with it. It so the Demoir Arbor Bridge stand up stronger than all the new bridge. Is so they want when you heard about the historic part of that bridge, Burnham and the PNC come to mind. Is a diplomatic way of Jaguar they're wiping that off the map. Don't be surprised if they come to say they're changing the name of President College or give it a different name. The same thing like what they do to the Timeri International Airport. Disrespect our indigenous people because it was named after our indigenous people who have a great foundation in our history. When people talk, they said, "Oh, we're gonna name it Cherry Jagan Timeri International Airport." When you check on your ticket on your flight, they don't have no Timeri there. It's only Cherry Jagan. So you see them leaving the Demawara Jagio Bridge. Just now they're gonna just check out the Demawara. So when you read about the bridge and everything is Jagio, you're gonna read about. Is a diplomatic way of rubbing out history. Some of the road that was built under Burnham still stand up strong, and you get a smoother drive compared to the Heroes Highway. So everything that Bornan built, they're just trying to destroy in a diplomatic way. Because Bornan didn't have all the money, but when he built something, he built it well and proper. Thank you.
Thank you for that call, Mr. Jordan. In case you recognize the same call for 5 minutes at least, they can't wait till Thursday. Anyhow, back to the story. And so they started the benefits of those negotiations and so on, led by Desmond Hite and Carl Greenidge and so on and so forth through the ERP. It started coming to this country. And there was a national development strategy. I can't remember if that was the exact name or it all fell under the Economic Recovery Program. But there were programs outlined to move Guyana from that state of economic hardship along the trajectory to success. And that is what Jagan inherited. And that is what Jagan used. And when the period of the ERP came to an end, then is when you see the PPP start floundering like headless chicken, fish out the water. They know what the heck next to do. They know what the heck next to do. And Ghana became a narco state. It became friends, favorite, and family. The same Jack Dio that this president's praising started selling out national assets to his friends and favorites to line their pockets. Check and see what a large share of national assets Bobby Ramsey, who got or whatever his name, sold, renovated and sold to him by the likes of Jack Dio in the PPP. I always talk about Republic Bank. That was, I think, the GNCB Bank. It wasn't a loss-making bank when it was divested. I can go on and identify things that criminal corrupt cabal led by the likes of Jack Dio just sold off to the people. I challenge the next government, whichever government replaces the PPP at any time, to really take inventory of the national assets that were farmed out to the friends and family of the PPP. Yes, GNCB, then NBIC, and so on and so forth. Or GNCB is NBIC. Yes, I challenge the next government that replaces the PPP to do that and let the nation come to a recognition of how many assets, national assets, the PPP has stolen from us as a people. As recent as not so long ago, look what's going on in Carifesta Avenue. They take away the NIS gong, they take away this, they take away and they sell it to some group called whatever to build hotels. The new talking tongue is Wendy's. I was saying to somebody just the other day, places like Wendy's and PF Chang or what Chang or whatever it name and all the US fast food chains that come to this country will never see a dime of my money as long as I could help it. Because I'm willing to put my head on a block that the PPP and the acolytes, all of them have an interest in these so-called transnational companies coming here. Because that is about the PPP. But we're talking about 33 years ago. That is what 33 years ago represent to me as a citizen. Watching Guyana from 33 years ago to current. It's a negative development. There's no nationalism. There's no patriotism. Guyana wasn't broke 33 years ago. Guyana was faced with economic hardships because of the Cold War, etc. And who got to take which side and who got to take which side. But Guyana was safe 33 years ago. Today, Guyana is unsafe for its citizens and has contributed to the turmoil that will eventually follow mute your mic. Occasion in this part of the world because the PPP has sold Guyana out to the US. And the US is currently using Guyana as a staging ground for warmongering. That's what I see it as in part of the world. That is what 33 years of the PPP represent for me. Corey, you can unmute and speak.
Neighbor, hold on. Here, let me tell you something. Y'all them naming of bridge and this and that we talking about and that kind of thing. We got a opportunity where we the other day against this PPP. So I talk about the thing, but that they talk to Dr. Hines and thing concerning the thing. And the thing turning, the thing until we up to now. But the good thing about it, it's not too late. It's not too late. This new leadership in Parliament to make the head thing for them. That thing with Jadio and Sue Gate, that thing should never pass. And this one until we they like Teddy forget the manga in answer until. And I advise to people like Dr. Hines, I can't remember the names, but all the leaders them were going into to the parliament there. Go the agenda. But you must step down and pave way for investigation in that story. I don't know how we slip up on the thing. The easy thing about it is now we skinny up. So all we have to do is make sure that we step down, protest and let's step down. And let it try them with the rest. You don't got money for no lie or nothing. It's a you story. And they can't bring you back without a proper investigation. We asking that step down. What nonsense is done up to now, but it's not too late. It's not too late. Leaders, let me call and attack by Jack Dio for the story. Me, I don't talk. Thank you, brother.
Yeah. So those were 33 years. This April, Ali talking about 33 years of rescuing Ghana. Oh, I said I was going to quote from the Kaito News article. I gotta get out another quote from it. He talk about the collapse of services. And I want to ask y'all, are we any better off when it comes to the utilities in this country? Huh? President noted that October 5th holds special significance to Jaguar, recalling that he stood shoulder to shoulder with Chedi and pulled Ghana out of economic wilderness. Are we really out of the economic wilderness? During the time of Forbes Bonham, it was argued that they had foreign exchange control. They had to use foreign exchange control. Didn't you recently hear the president announce a rift of measures to address the foreign currency shortage? Don't worry, Jack, they were saying it is a temporary situation. The foreign exchange shortage is temporary. It can't be temporary. It's more permanent than you believe. And anybody who wants to believe that it's temporary, they could continue to push their head in the sand and behave like the proverbial ostrich. Bury your head and cock up your backside and say everything all right. Do you recognize that the Ghana dollar, despite we were earning more US money, foreign currency through oil exploration and so on, is in a sense being devalued? Because if every time the transnational corporations and so on want to export their money, they take it out and they carry it, and we got prop up. I would say the government of Ghana has to prop up the economy by putting in 2.2 billion US and so on and so forth. We said they're putting it in at 200 for one. And by the time it leaves, the value is when we want to buy it, we paying 230 for one. So you're buying at a higher rate than you're selling. You're earning. The business you're doing at a loss. And so Maya technically, our currency is being devalued. It's losing its value as it changes hands. And so y'all tell me how it could be a good thing for us. Tell me for us. Guyanese are still getting brown water. Trees are still getting blackout on a daily. Yeah, see the internet dancing, man. Right? Guyanese are still getting blackout on a daily. Hospitals are still without the basic medications. Hospitals are still short of staff 33 years after, with all money flowing. Schools are still without adequate furnishings for teachers and learners. They're still without adequate resources for teachers and learners. And we're talking 33 years after. So you're naming a bridge 33 years after for a man who has failed this nation. And you're singing the praises that this man is the savior of this nation. Well, the history must be told. And like I said, I hope people like Winston Jordan and Carl Greenidge and even Aubrey Norton and all those who can tell the history better than I can will tell it. Because they were more up close and personal with the day-to-day operations and managing the country, etc. 33 years ago, I was a little boy, man. You know? Not so little, but yet a little boy. I want the old heads like the Parises and so on. As which one of them still alive? Malcolm, I think. I want they come and tell us about the return of democracy to this country 33 years ago and the rescue from economic turmoil and so on and so forth. Because my little education tells me quite the opposite. And the onus is on us. We really need, as a people, to talk to this generation. Right? It's 30 years make a generation, something like that. So for our generation, the PPP been there. We got to talk to the PPP generation and let them understand the history of the heights and the Bonham generation. Because this history ain't going right. I mean, you can't fault Ali. Ali know better. You don't say anyhow. But we have to educate the generations so that they can't trick them and kill them, as they say. The lines remain open, and I want to play some oldies. Right? That's all I can say. Dennis Al Capone. I'm with you. Are you going to answer? Call you on. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr.
Call you on. Good morning.
to Guyana history. Um, I was surprised when I heard that the new bridge was named after a past president. I don't know what's going on. That man thinks he owns Guyana. Guyana belongs to him. I pray that all Guyanese should become conscious and push back on the injustice and everything that is occurring over there. Thank you.
Thank you for your call. The lines remain open. 6225933 is the number to call. You tune to the Guyanese morning time. Um. Oh, I won't even deal with that. Let me continue dealing with this. The lines remain open. 6225933. It's 18 minutes past the 8 o'clock hour. You tune to the Guyanese morning time. I see some voice notes. Let me play them.
Good morning, Mr. Amsterdam. As I sit down and I was looking at the perception at thing with the opening at the bridge, I was anxious to hear what the president would have talked. I know you would have hit on the opposition, right, pertaining to that bridge. But this couple statement, and I know you referred to a couple of them not too long ago when you were reading the article on Kaichur News, what Kaichur News write up, right? Some of the things that he talked about last night. But naming the bridge Barajagdio Demoraro River Crossing Bridge or whatever it is, it name is name so long that it can take somebody a while to get accustomed to it. I don't know, but you see when you talk certain things, people is want to go after you. But for me, Barajagdio is a failure in this country, at least when he was president. And one of the things that I still hold personally close to me and close to my heart, I don't business about any other PPP ministers or presidents or whatever it is. The thing that I hold close to my heart is the killing of all of those young people, those young black person. Barra Jagdio preside over a time when Guyanese lose the most youngsters, especially black people, and he sat there and he did nothing about it, right? And that thing hurt me up to this day, right? Talk all you want, talk about all the rest of them. I don't business about the rest of them, but when it comes to Barry Jagdio, I acknowledge nothing that Barry Jagdio did as president. Absolutely nothing. Because what I keep saying it, he was the president of this country and he should have been overlooking and he should have been finding out exactly what's going on with all of those killings every day. The same Kaicho News every day was killing his and he was the president of this country. And now you turn and you'll name a bridge after saying that he was the best thing inside of this country as a president. Come on. Anyway, you have a blessed and wonderful day.
Good morning, Kadaki. Good morning to your viewers. Kadaki, I born in the 50s, and I remember history, and I think we supposed to remember our history. I did GC O level English history, and in those days, the history was based on white people. I think that there should be white people in the Caribbean because you had limited history about black people, about the brutality that we suffered during slavery and before, even in the Middle Passage. Limited. We didn't tell us about the brutality, but they tell us about the good white men like Columbus, Francis Drake and all them good men highlight the good. But we that was tortured, limited thing was told to us about those times. Brutality of white people was terrible. You know, when I could remember my grandfather used to use shovel and fork. In those days, you hadn't iMac. I think black people was iMac in those days. He had fork and he had shovel. He and he trains go and work shovel and fork. They also pooled their resources and they were able to buy a piece of land that consists of a portion of rice land and a portion of coconut walk. And we also right now we occupy that space. Then after the white people, then Jagan come. Jagan come with Apanjat. Apanjat means race for race. During Jagan reign, you had strike. Black people were the laborers, were the servants, they call them public servants. They weren't given proper salary. They had strike. Jagan said not a cent. During his reign also he had disturbance, racial disturbance. Okay? But when Bonham came, we had peace. It was peace, not conflict. You had free education. You had bridges and roads at the Mara Bridge, even to the Kanji Bridge were built under Bonham administration. They limited the resources. But today what you have a lot of pilfering, a lot of thieving going on. But they're building this, but they get tons of money, they get millions of that, billions and trillions they're spending, and they're just filling their friends and family pocket. I think PVP continue with the rap and jazz even today. They continue with it, you know. There's no justice nowadays for black people. Check from the Henry boys, the boys at Linden, no justice. Adriana Young, no justice. Okay? So black people continue to suffer. I know right now a young boy, he has the qualification to go to university. He passed, he gets several grade ones, even including maths and English and some science subjects. Apply since before education, since the result come out, to go to university to pursue an engineering course. He was given all things that he will get through with the thing. This last moment, he was disqualified. Okay? This last moment, when he was preparing to go to university, he said that.
Good morning, Mr. Amsterdam. Good morning, viewers. Ali got to be going crazy. He got to be out of his mind to name that bridge after Jagdeo. With all the bad things that Jagdeo did in Guyana, Ali got named the bridge after Jagdeo. Ali got to be going crazy. Guyanese better wake up. Guyanese better wake up before it's too late. Before it's too late. This is my take for today.
Good morning, Brother Kadaki. I don't know. I when I heard that the news yesterday that the bridge is named after the former president, Para Jagdeo, I was a bit surprised because I wanted to know if Jagdeo financed the whole bridge or if it's taxpayers' money.
Mr. Amsterdam, Jagdeo legacy is the failed Skeldon project and the Death Squad. So I don't know why they don't name the bridge the Death Squad Bridge. And simple as that, because that is his legacy, the Death Squad Bridge.
Hi, Mr. Kanaki. Good morning to you and all your listeners. Um, I just highlighting something. When I was about 13-year old, okay, um, I know my mom used to get current from some Indian people. It never had GPL or no light thing. It's Burnham who bring this light Burnham, who he bring a big first we had a big generator at Rose Hall in front of the Rose Hall Market. That is where we start get we own current from the government. We pay in GPL. Another thing, when I was going to school, it had a lot of private school. And Burnham take away all them private school because them private school and the government school, you never used to learn nothing because no teacher no want to teach because money not pay. So Burnham say education is free. And Burnham he closed down all them private school and say teacher look after money and them not look after them. It's not everybody can pay school fee and it's the same thing going on now. Why when every time this government come in, you see in this kind of thing? Just now we gonna go back to everybody, all them people we gonna take current from people like we're not this small. Okay. Okay then, bye.
Karaki, blessings and good morning to you and our listeners from the diaspora, listeners from the four corners of the globe. Kadaki, I woke up this morning and my wife told me that the Demerara Harbor Bridge, it was commissioned and the name changed from Demerara Harbor Bridge to Barat Jagdeo something. Karaki, but this is the biggest joke that I ever heard for the longest while. Karaki, this is a joke. Why people should allow this? Why people should allow this? Karaki Barat Jagdeo is not good for nothing in Guyana to name after him. Forbes Burnham was the greatest leader that Guyana ever had, and he never named anything after him. Barat Jagdeo, he failed so convincingly that the little kid could see that Barat Jagdeo, he was a failure. He is a failure, but he is searching for a legacy. But when you think about Barat, no matter what Barat try, he can't leave a legacy because he have no form of honesty with him. Somebody who will left or leave legacy is people who is honest within, and Barat Jagdeo don't have that. And I don't think the Guyanese people should allow something like this to happen. Barat Jagdeo is no good. And people should push back against this. People should push back against this. Forbes Burnham is the engineer of this bridge. If Forbes didn't really do this bridge, Barat and them would have never have the idea. So Karaki, this is a joke. This is not serious at all. Karaki, I look on and listening.
Teacher, I beg you ring the bell. Teach your children, teach them how to spell. R-A-T rat, M-A-T mat, C-A-T cat. Look at that, look at that. You got to learn that. Yeah! You got to graduate before you go to the grave. Ting-a-ling, ting-a-ling. I hear the children sing. Hear the children sing. Ting-a-ling, ting-a-ling. Yeah! Hit it. Some sitting on the bench. Some speaking French. Some talking sense.
But we have to look. We have to look at the good of them. All the presidents came to the country, and we should give them credit. You know what I mean? And we shouldn't be biased. Jack Day play a great role in this country. We can't deny the fact. You know what I mean? And if the bridge is named after Jack Day, then we should, see it as a good. Bornan did a lot of good. Jagan did a lot of good. For Ali did a lot of good. So you should look at the good of the person and don't,
Caller.
place them all the time.
Caller.
Sorry.
Caller.
Yes, sir.
Question for you.
Hello?
That bridge, the originator of that bridge, the original idea of that bridge across the Demerara. Caller, you going to listen to me or you going to talk while I talk? Tell me. The originator of the idea of that bridge over the Demerara River was Fabs Bornum.
Yeah, we
This new... Listen, I got short tempers. Y'all could understand that. I like to teach. And if I'm trying to teach and you keep butting in, then I don't get to teach, or I don't get to teach effectively. So if I am trying to teach while you're on the line and you can't allow me to talk, I'm going to disconnect you. That's simple as that. I want us to have a conversation and a quarrel. Name what you want after Barrel Jack you. The original idea for a bridge over the Demerara River came from Pops Bonham. The Demerara River Bridge was never named Pops Bonham Bridge. If you have replaced that bridge with a modern structure, leave it with its original name. Find something else to name after you, something that you created, that you feel that. Caller, you're on.
Good morning, Mr. Kadaki, viewers and listeners. My gut feeling is that bridge was named on the spot of the moment. I don't know. I don't think there's any plan in naming that bridge, but it is named last night. That's my gut feeling.
Caller, I beg to disagree with you. You know why? If you read the Kaicho News report, or you listen to the aspects of the report that I read, that was I won't call it a eulogy to Jack Dio. And so if you listen to all that If and Ali had to say in his prepared speech, because I know it is a prepared speech, he was too grammatically correct. I know for a fact he didn't even write it. So if you listen to the prepared speech in support of naming the bridge to Jagdio, it wasn't a spur of the moment thing, it was planned.
Oh, okay. Well, I did not listen to the bridge speech.
Okay.
But just for the bridge to be named, what he named it, to me it looked like it was on the spur of the moment naming.
Nah, the PPP don't work, sir. Trust me. Every wickedness you see come out of the PPP, it was planned.
Okay.
Every wickedness. Thank you for your call.
Okay, you're welcome. Take care. Bye.
Teacher, I beg you ring the bell. Teach your children, teach them how to spell. R-A-T rat, M-A-T mat, C-A-T cat. Look at that, look at that. You got to learn that. Yeah! Oh yeah! Some sitting on the bench, some speaking French, some talking sense. Look at that, look at that. Hit it! Yeah! Got to learn this. Look at that, look at that. You got to learn that. Yeah, get it.
Look at that, look at that. Morning, morning. Welcome to the live talkers. How y'all doing? The microphones are open on Guyanese morning time. So if you want to make a comment, go right ahead. We talk.
I don't think none of them should be naming the name after that because they didn't build it. It was Chinese build it.
So we should name the bridge Wung Flang Flang. Oh yes. That too, you know.
Barrett did not run for election. It was Ali, which they cheated. So technically, that bridge does not belong to them. But I don't know how they're going to maintain it when they're gone. If something goes wrong, they don't know what to do. This was Chinese build it, right?
Good. Thank you for that comment. The reality is, it's the nation's asset. It's the nation's asset, right? And yes, there has to be a maintenance plan somewhere along the line. Good. But if let me ask this question: if you hire a contractor to build your house, your home, would you name your home after the contractor?
No.
Right? You won't name the home after a contractor. It's 21 minutes to the 9 o'clock hour. You're still tuned to the Guyanese morning time. Let me switch. And let me talk about this. I always point these things out to you. Since last week, I've been pointing it out. I've seen Sonia Parag as the education minister visit schools around this country. And I've seen reportage on the schools that she has visited. I have not seen schools in African Guyanese communities being featured on the list of schools that she has visited. Somebody said she visited some South Rhinebeck school. That's Central Georgetown School. I'm talking about community schools. She went to Success, she went there, she went Annandale, she went, and so on. I've not seen her visiting the African Guyanese community schools. So I've raised that. I want you all to pay attention to that. I also mentioned that I've seen the Ministry of Housing in Colin Crowell visiting Indo-Guyanese dominated quote-unquote squatting areas and promising them regularization. He went to Success, I know for a fact, not so long ago. And here is a report in today's paper saying that CHNPA advancing with land regularization in Track K, Anna Katerina. Anna Katerina. Y'all get the idea? Anna Katerina. This visit was by Colin Cole and Vikash Ramkisoon. Are you getting the idea? Well, let me tell you all something. A lot of these so-called squatting areas that they are visiting and talking about regularizing, they are newer than a place we call Buxton. In Buxton, we call it Brush Dam squatting area, or we call it Vigilant squatting area to be exact. Vigilant squatting area. There are people who have lived in that area for more than 50 years. And up until today, they have not gotten regularization. And they're pleading for regularization. So, Colin Cole, in your itinerary of visits and promise of regularization, remember they got a place named Vigilant Squatting Area. Let me take this call and I'm going to come back to it. Because the fact is, they develop a whole scheme. There are two schemes in that area, you know. The Vigilance South Housing Scheme, and now the government did an extension of that scheme right behind the squatting area. Why don't you regularize it? And I'm going to talk about the discrimination and the oppression through these piecemeal regularization, if I call it that, for want of a better word right now. But let me take the call. Call you on.
During the market director that the new bridge, the River Bridge, the commission of the nearby statue on the bridge, I believe that now I step into the height of real presumptuousness of the people of Ghana. But of course, it's not something because airport, the Navy airport, which was done under the respect of the Amerindian people, and then people came in and the Jews came in and changed the dragon. Now we have this. And what I think is going to happen, I think the president is smart. He gave that bridge to backtrack, because I believe when they build the Barbie's bridge, he's going to name that bridge after himself. Is my point. But these people don't know this in there.
Thank you. Something. The of economic people organization have the are occupying those lands occupied by Afro-Guyanese that they're labeling squatting lands are for the greater part ancestral lands. But yeah, country got law and government has to control land ownership and so on and so forth. So people occupy lands that their ancestors have sacrificed and built since there was a boy, a sperm even. And you call them squatters. And then people come and they occupy lands just the other day. And you deem them squatters too, but we're going to regularize y'all. And we're going to regularize y'all ahead of those who've been there. Can you imagine a group of people living just next door, I want to say, to their ancestral community for more than 50 years, and you deem them squatters, and you're not regularizing them, you're not making efforts to have them regularized, but then a group of people for less than 20 years squat in some area, and then you went and you regularize them. And so they're financially empowered, they're economically empowered because they have assets to go to the financial institutions with. And these people who've been there for 50 years ain't got no asset to go to the financial institutions with. And then people want to talk about one Guyana, and people want to talk about the PPP being a fair and inclusive government. And when I talk, among others, when I talk about Black economic empowerment and what we need to empower our people economically, these very jagabats got the temerity to come on the program and talk about me being racist. I don't have the power to be racist. The power to be racist lies with the PPP because they got political power, they got economic power, and they got the wickedness in their head. Right? So I will forever bring these things to the fore. And I'm saying again, Colin Crowell and Sonia Parag and all of you PPP ministers, when you all choose to visit this community and that community and so on, remember that you're supposed to be a government for all the people, and African Guyanese communities have needs too. African Guyanese communities have needs too. And so you need to visit the schools to see the shortage of furniture and teachers. And you need to visit the schools to recognize that they ain't got place space, because the presidents talk about every school must have physical education sessions and so on and so forth. Great idea. But provide the infrastructure and provide the resources so that the teachers can effectively carry out that mandate. Don't bully them into walking miles to go to some community playground, etc., to carry out that mandate. The PPP continues to be a bungling set of fools, only focused on corruption and stealing.
We're not stupid. I think we're stupid.
They think we're big and we're stupid, but we know we ain't big and stupid. Anyhow, it's 11 minutes to the 9 o'clock hour. You know you can't come between me and my music. We have to get some potluck music this morning. Let me just choose a track. All right. If this is the one you are going to give me, I'm going to take it. Come now, we are doing. Play some music. Oh, I think this thing was. I think it was muted. Huh? So, what's your plan for the new week? Y'all tell me. Y'all plan to make some money? Y'all plan to get rid of this wicked government? What y'all plan? Y'all gotta talk to me.
Yeah, we do need to get rid of the freaking government, and we need money to. Nobody has no job. Like,
You have to have a plan to succeed. Not through wickedness and corruption.
with this government, we can do. We need to get rid of them and put Mohammed in there.
Well, there's another kettle of fish. I understand Mohammed has been indicted. And some are arguing that the PPP was failing to convene the National Assembly because they wanted, when this indictment came around, that Mohammed was not going to be a parliamentarian. But let us watch that and see. I got my own fights with Mohammed and the people who supported Mohammed. Mohammed was part of the PPP. Mohammed has contributed to the wickedness of the PPP, etc., etc.
3 years ago, like, everybody can change.
Why? You know, everybody can change, but you have to look at change and how it comes. If you're going to tell me you change your friendship because of a Lamborghini fight and so on, I believe that you can reconcile.
I don't believe they were worried about a car. This was worried about a country need and what's going on in the country.
Yeah, but I want you to follow my reasoning. This is not a change that came from Mohammed at a time when the country was balling at the PPP oppressing them, you know. This change came when Mohammed and the PPP started fighting over Lamborghini and power. You understand? So I have to look at that change. And that's all I'm saying. Let's go to a musical break, though. We're coming back. Man, I want music. I want to go to this, man. What's wrong with you? I want to stick a pin and start this track from top and dedicate it. So someone who has played an integral role in the health of my mother. right? My mother's doctor, heart specialist, etc., etc. I'm not going to call her name because I don't know if she wants her name called, but she told me the other day she loves Mockingbird. She loves this song, right? And so dedicated to you, you know who? Morning, neighbor, morning.
Across America to do something.
So this question about why the Americans have quote unquote targeted Mohammed and not the members of the PPP government. Understand this. The US got interests. And for as long as the PPP will allow the US to do whatever they want in this part of the world, I'm being specific to Guyana.
America controlling PPP and they talking to PPP.
America will allow them to do the thing. Right? Remember prior to the elections, they said there were indictments coming down for the PPP, but we never saw those indictments because the PPP.
All them sanctions with them ministers.
Exactly.
Like they drop all America. You see this country, this country really desperately in need of a governance, of good leadership who put the people first.
That is more.
Countries like America try to bully their way just because of their self-interest.
Because of oil.
Because of oil. The government will sell out this country for next to not by sometimes I don't say as much as I just want to talk, but I just tired talk.
And they do it not only us, it's the Caribbean, the entire Caribbean they're doing it too.
But Venezuela, as much as Venezuela, what's the president's name again?
Maduro,
he right to stand his ground because US they want to go in the country to invade because of resources. Everybody, France says so they want to bully France, America, everywhere they want to be dominant in terms of resources. Come in the country and take the resources. And the government, if it's so hard, the people at heart or the interest, they will stand the ground. Just like how the young leader in Burkina Faso do. Change South France. Everybody, they want.
They've been doing it for decades. And not only now, America been doing this for a long time.
Yeah, but at some point you need to put an end to this nonsense and show that you're independent and you can make decisions. And if they make only 2%, they could have took the money and start to buy their thing at the start. The point for bringing exports with these oil. If they don't have the knowledge, bringing export and the same money, they took the same 2% or whatever and you can buy the own research startup somewhere. No, but instead of that, they got, I don't, only God can come and tell me that our ExxonMobil don't pay tax. Me want nobody. Come on.
Okay, we'll talk about Exxon mobile tax in a minute. Let me close off my program on Facebook. All right, Bookers, it's 3 minutes to the 9 o'clock hour. It's the 6th of October, 2025, and it's time for me to leave you. But like I said, I'm leaving you with Mockingbird. Join me tomorrow morning for another program of Guyanese Morning Time. Stay good. Much love. You know, tough love is also love. Tough love is also love. The older folks, remember to teach your children the history of this country. Don't let anybody like the presidents mislead them and miseducate them. Understand that. People need to understand that no Demerara Harbor Bridge is supposed to name after any Jack Dio. He was not the originator of the idea. They have just replaced the bridge because the bridge needs replacing because of its age. As a matter of fact, that bridge has lived longer than many of the projects that the PPP has done in their 33 years.
I get